Okay, so Tim's going to give us a presentation about how to use the Haptic Studio and integrating with Unity as well, and some more demo stuff as well. The microphone's right here. Okay. So, oh yes, oh yeah, this one microphone. Sorry, yes, yeah, definitely. That's great. Um, okay, take it away, Tim. That's great. And he's going to be here, of course, all the week to give you hands-on help as well. So he's one of the mentors too. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Tim, and I'll just quickly talk a bit about me. My name is Tim, and I am a PhD candidate of the Empathic Computing Lab at Adelaide University. And my research focus is on using haptic feedback to enhance empathy in extended reality. And so this week I will be around to help you with going through any software related problem that you have, because because that's what I am like familiar with. Okay, so I'll first talk about the Meta Quest Pro controllers. Oh, sorry, there is a notification blocking the way. Okay, I'll just turn it off. Okay, yep. So wait, close this. Okay, yep. Okay, so first I'll talk about the Meta Quest Pro and Quest 3 controllers. So as Anthony have shown you previously, these controllers come with three haptic devices. So two of which are LRAs at the index and the thumb rest location. One is at the body location. So if you think of a haptic feedback is a signal that gets played. Similar to how an audio waveform works, you can either alter the entire signal first and play it back, or you can generate the signal on the fly while the application is running. So I will explain the benefit of doing both of these methods later on. Okay, so now let's just first go into the methods that you can actually control the Meta Haptic Studio. Okay, so there are three methods that you can use to play haptic feedback on the controllers. So the first method, which is the recommended way and the easiest way, is to design with Meta Haptic Studio first. You will get a haptic file, and then you can add it as a haptic source component in Unity Engine, and then you can play when you need it. With this method, you can use Meta Haptic Studio to design the amplitude of the wave, the frequency and the transients of the wave. So the amplitude is just basically how strong the wave should be, and the frequency is just how rapid the motor should vibrate, which will make you feel, if you combine a very slowly vibrating um, vibration with the low amplitude, you will feel that it feels really soft. And on the other side, if you make it feel fast and strong, it will feel very hard on your hand. So the transient.
Just a question, just one question for you, Tim. We'll just make it clear that the Haptic Studio works standalone, so you don't need to have Unity or anything. You can do this and then design the haptic profile you want and test it before you upload. So with your projects, you may want to have one person in the project who's going to be the specialist on designing the haptic sensations, and they don't need to use Unity or know how to use Unity or anything. They just have to create the wave files basically. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it is a standalone app that you can download on Windows or Mac, and it is really useful because you can make a haptic wave by either converting an audio file. So sometimes you might have a song that you want to create some vibration out of, and you can just directly download it, convert it into like the format of MP3 or WAV, then you can convert it into a haptic file directly using Meta Haptic Studios. Or if you are a sound designer yourself, you can design one from scratch using these amplitude and frequency picks. There is a really clear tutorial that I will put a link into the presentation, and I'll upload it later so that you can have a look at it later. Okay, so this is an example, a haptic file. So in the haptic file, you see there is a part where it says signal, and it will contain what at this point in time, this is the amplitude that it should be. At this point in time, the emphasis point should be here, and the frequency should be like this, and so on. So this is an example of what it should look like. So now let's go into the second method. The second method is something that is under development by Meta. And the use of it is that you can construct the whole haptic clip frame by frame through code. So you might be wondering, what's the purpose of that? Why don't I use the design interface? Because like if you look at this, if you break down a haptic file, technically it's just every single frame you have a bunch of amplitudes. So you see how at this point in time I have amplitude equals 0, and that goes up by 1 and like by 1. But like, and it just forms up a wave like this. And now, like, if you look at it again, for frequency, it's the same thing. At this point in time, it starts from 1, and now it goes to 0 after 1 second. And transience is just an emphasis point. So when you combine the, you see how you get this kind of curve. And so what it does, what parametric haptics API does, is that it allows you to either construct the entire clip at the beginning, or you can repeatedly send more data every frame. So think about like audio streaming. So because this would be a bit more advanced because it requires you to do some coding, but the benefit of it is that it allows you to generate haptic feedback on the fly. Well, I didn't mean that fly, but I meant procedurally. Okay. But
So this is good if you do something, if you're not sure what the person's going to do in their VR environment,
Yep.
and you want to generate haptics, regardless of what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it opens up the possibilities for the haptic feedback that reacts to what's happening in your virtual environment. So for example, like if I want to have some adaptive heart rate when like if my experience makes me very scared and like my heart rate increases, for example, then I want to procedurally generate the heart rate and increase over time. Another one is, for example, like an impact. When someone like for fighting game, for example, and they land, if I want to measure how well they land the punch and then increase the increase how strong the vibration should be, for example. Yeah, and another one is a vehicle feedback, for example, when it changed the vibration, when the speed and the turn is different, and so on. So like there are some endless possibilities with it. Okay, so now we will go through the last type of the API that Meta Haptics SDK provide for you. This is localized haptic API. So usually every other types of API only allows you to control the VCM location, so which is your body, like the palm. So you need, if you want to control the index location and the thumb location, you have to specifically use this API. So this allows you to add two new design dimensions. First is about temporal. So when it's about you can introduce the order and timing of vibrations across the different actuators. And the second dimension is spatial, which is about where. It would allow you to control which actuator vibrates first, creating a perceived direction or movement across the controller. So now, okay, given the three types of API that we have mentioned about, so like we'll do a pop quiz. Okay. So could anyone please tell me what APIs it could be multiple, what API can you use for an explosion that should vibrate the whole controller exactly the same way every time? So no matter how, like every single time I want the exact same vibration, which one should I use?
The first one?
The first one? Yep. Is that the only one that you can use?
Localized.
Localize is also something that you can do. For localize though, I forgot to mention something. For localize specifically, you also have to use it like code. So like you have to like write up the it was similar to parametric. But this one you also have to write the code to play it frame by frame. So yeah, so the answer for this is easy. It's the first one. So you can pre-alter like using the first one, using the haptic files. But remember that if you know how to code, you totally can use the other two ways as well. Because again, the other two ways allow you to write up the entire vibration. You can write like the code to higher vibration before, and then like just feed it the same like vibration every single time. So that's some. Just remember, at the end of the day, a haptic file is just code. It's just every single frame I want the vibration to be like this. So you can totally use the other two methods with more control, but of course, more headache. You have to figure out how to do it. Yeah. Okay. So now the second one is
Convenience versus flexibility.
yes. So the second one, what API should you use for a horror game that syncs the controller vibration with the player's actual heart rates from a smartwatch? Parametric? Yes, parametric and localized would be good because both of them are procedural. Both of them allow you to like, it requires you to put code over everything up and then like make it like reacts to the game. So the last question, what API can you use to play vibration that responds to the virtual environment? Wait, which is technically the same thing. I don't know why I put that question at the same time. Don't worry about it. Yeah, okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the next one is I'll talk about VibraPorch. VibraPorch, the way that you control VibraPorch in Unity is pretty much the same. So what it does is that you always have to run a Python Unity server first, which is on the right here, which is the node on the right here. And so like this server you have to run it in like a terminal or something, and then like just let it keep active waiting for like whatever commands that you want to send over from Unity engine. So when Unity engine, like in the Unity engine, I'll show you what the code looks like. And so what it does is whenever you want a vibration, all you have to do is you have to send a data package over TCP. Well, technically over the internet kind of. And then so what it contains is the first one is the address, which is like the location, like which motor it is. The second one, which is from 0 to 63. The second one is the mode. The mode is whether it should be on or should be off. The third one is the duty. Duty is just intensity, it's just amplitude. And but this time in this context, they are talking about they use a preset instead. So you would have to experiment. You please turn this off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so yeah. So the third one is the duties. Like they use a preset instead of like a specific intensity. So it starts from 0 and ends at like 15. 15 is the max. So you just have to play around and figure out which one works the best for you. Frequency is the same frequency that we talked about. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's the same frequency that we talked about, but it's also a preset. So 1 is the lowest, 7 is the highest. Yes.
This one quickly, it's actually 0 to 7.
0 to 7?
Yeah.
Whoops, my this side. Yeah, okay.
It's like 8 distinct value of frequencies you can select from. You cannot do like seamless control. You can only choose between the 8 frequencies.
So like you can't go higher than that. So like it's just from 0 to 7. That I think that was a mistake on. Okay, so so to summary, just remember that there are 2 design methods, and you should choose your design method based on what you need. And you can combine. What I would recommend is to combine the best of both worlds by altering the entire clip first as a .haptic clip or through code. And then whenever you need it to react to the virtual environment, then just scale the value up. Think about like if I make the heart rate video first, like the heart rate haptic clip first, and then I want it to play faster, all I have to do is to change the speed, or I can scale up the amplitude and make it react to what I want. So like, yeah, you can scale them up. So, which involves some coding knowledge, but I'll be here for you. I'm here to help you with that, so don't worry. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So does anybody have